All right, James Gunn, great job, sir. Yes, you did it again. Yes, yes, yes. I had so much fun with this one right here. Let's talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my movie review for The Suicide Squad. And if this is your first time finding me and you happen to like the video, please give me that thumbs up and consider subscribing. All right, guys, so if you're subscribed to my channel, you already know. But if this is your first time here, my most favorite type of films, my type of movies are comic book superhero adaptations. And so with this being the Suicide Squad from DC, I was really excited, especially with this being directed by Mr. James Gunn. Now, I am not a fan of the other Suicide Squad movie that came out in 2016. I thought that was horrible. I thought it was the absolute worst film in the DCEU. And with this one being the 10th, this new one, it's not a sequel, it's a reboot. With this film right here being the 10th in the DCEU, I will say that it is far superior than that. I don't want to go as far as saying that this is the best in the DCEU. That can be a conversation we have at a later time, but it is up there with top quality entertainment. I love this film just from, it being honest and being self-aware and not caring and wanting to be more creative than perfect. And I think that's something that James Gunn said, and just embracing who these characters really are, from the Suicide Squad. So I'm busting out at the seams right now, but before I get into all my pros and cons, let me tell you exactly what it's all about. Supervillains, Harley Quinn, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, and a collection of nutty cons at Bel Rev Prison join the super secret, super shady Task Force X as they are dropped off at the remote enemy-infused island of Corto Maltese. So if you couldn't tell from earlier, my expectations for this film was pretty high. And the first thing that I loved about this movie is as soon as it starts, it gets right to the action. It gets right to the good. You don't have to waste any time at all. I mean, one of the first scenes is you showing a member of the Suicide Squad in prison, in their jail cell behind bars. And then the next scene, they're already in the mission. You're already knee deep into all of this. And it just does not waste any time to get to all the blood, guts, and glory. And I loved it. One of the first reactions I was having to myself was like, damn, this is really, really violent. And I forgot that this is a rated R movie. It is definitely rated R, super hard R, and I have no problem with that at all. So right off the bat, this film starts with James Gunn swinging for the fences, and he is hitting home run after home run after home run. And I'm like, man, this is a bloody mess, and I'm here for all of it. And the next thing that I want to talk about is the comedy in this movie. It is a funny film, guys. I was laughing. I don't want to just say like a super comedy. I wasn't like rolling on the floor or anything like that, but I was chuckling from beginning to end in this film while this is mixed in with this serious, bloody, violent gore stuff. And the next thing that I want to talk about are the performances. Across the board, they were phenomenal, but I do have to give some shine to Idris Elba playing Bloodsport and Viola Davis playing Madam Waller. I do not like the Madam Waller character in the comics. She's just an angry woman that is just power hungry and quite disgusting. And I have to say that Viola Davis did a great job, fulfilling that role. Viola Davis does a fantastic job in everything she does. I mean, she's won all these awards. I mean, that's just a given right there. She did a great job even in the original Suicide Squad that sucks, but she did an even better job here. I mean, there was just one scene where she was just so committed in her performance to where like tears were coming down her eyes and her eyes were like bloodshot red. I was like, oh my, y'all need to call a cut and get an ambulance over here, just to see if she's okay. I don't want anything to happen to her. I'm a bit concerned right now. It was just that serious to me. But also, Idris Elba as Bloodsport, not a character that I'm too familiar with in the comics because I like Marvel and DC, okay? I'm not like, but I know more about Marvel. I don't know that much about DC. And Bloodsport's character is like I said, not one that I'm too familiar with. But me, after watching this movie with me, I am more interested in researching his character and seeing what he's all about, all of his pros, cons, abilities, powers, fighting skills, etc. Because the way Idris Elba pulled him off in this film right here, I was just saying to myself, okay, this character is a badass. He's very resourceful, has a clean suit. I like his swag, has one of the best superhero landings in any comic book movie that I've seen to date. I'll have to think about it if I'm going to talk about top 3 or top 5 or something like that. But I'm interested in knowing this character more. I mean, I liked all the gadgets that he had on his suit and how he's able to combine his weapons and grappling hooks and types of special guns that I've never seen before. I would have said to myself when I was watching, like, damn, this dude is cold as hell. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up right there. Now, initially with his casting, I was a bit disappointed because I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong respectfully in the comments, that when Idris Elba was cast to be in this film, that he was taking over the Will Smith role that he played in the previous film of Deadshot. And if that's the wrong comic book name, I apologize. However, I believe that they changed Idris Elba's character to Bloodsport so that Will Smith could possibly come back in future sequels if they have them. Now, I am going to go ahead and say that they should have future sequels with this because I love this film. It was phenomenal. I'm not going to call it perfect, and we'll talk about a con or two towards the end, but it was great. I don't know how much it's going to make at the box office because, you know, we kind of bouncing back and forth like a tennis ping pong game with this COVID or whatever. So, you know, we just don't know about box office, but I'm just saying if it was in normal times, this film would be making a lot of money because it's just that good. But, you know, Idris Elba, Viola Davis, they did great jobs fulfilling the roles of Amanda Waller and Bloodsport. Those were my 2 favorite characters. Well, no, I don't want to say my favorite character. I have to come back with another character because John Cena coming through as Peacemaker, man, he was actually, I liked him better than the role of Amanda Waller played by Viola Davis. You know, is it Bloodsport or Bloodshot? I can't even remember. Let me go ahead and pull it up. I got it right here on IMDb. Bloodsport. Yes, Bloodsport. And let me go ahead and see what the name of Will Smith's character was from the original Suicide Squad, because I just want to make sure, is it Deadshot? Is that what it is? We're gonna just see real quick. Y'all are okay, yeah, Deadshot. Okay, I just had to make sure I had that correct right there. But John Cena coming through as Peacemaker. You know, this dude right here was cold as hell. Now, he was one character that I really was not taking seriously in the trailers and the marketing material, but after seeing this film, I walked away just like, man, I want to see more of this character, and I hope we do. I really hope we do because, you know, he was a badass. And like all these characters were. And I feel the film makes you feel some type of way is if you should like them or not, because this is the Suicide Squad. This is like, you know, antagonist versus antagonist. You know what I'm saying? Like bad versus super bad. You know what I'm saying? Evil versus super evil, demonic, you know. And John Cena's character, he's new to me. Peacemaker. I ain't never heard of him before until this movie was being marketed. And he's obsessed with peace, but he will do anything to gain that peace, whether it's murdering men, women, and children. And I have a problem with the children thing. But man, he walked through this movie with so much authority, like a boss, like a badass. So I got to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? John Cena, he knows what type of actor he is, of course, coming from wrestling. And, you know, for the little that I've known about him, you know, he's humble and stuff like that. And this was a perfect role for him. I mean, he did a great job in this movie. The costume was badass and silly at the same time. I like the jokes with the helmet talking about toilets and stuff. That was hilarious to me. Dave Bautista was supposed to come through and fulfill this role, but he turned it down and he was like, oh, you know, I'm so hurt, or whatever he said to James Gunn. I can't remember because they know they're cool like that. But he wanted to go do Army of the Dead. I don't blame him. But, you know, if he could have did both that. Anyway, back to John Cena, he did a badass job. Now, somebody else too I got to give some shine to as well is Mr. Polka-Dot Man. Where the hell is Mr. Polka-Dot Man? Because Mr. Polka-Dot Man does deserve some shine. Hold on, we got to get this brother's name. So we got Harley Quinn, Rick Flag, Savant. Why is he not at the top? Because the way he came through in this movie, he need to be at the top up there. Who is John? Oh, I thought they said John Economics. Where the hell is Polka-Dot Man? They tripping. IMDb, y'all need to get it together. Y'all do, because Mr. Polka-Dot Man came through. That's why I'm trying to spend so much time trying to find this guy, because he did a great job. Is his name not Polka-Dot Man? What the hell is it? Polka-Dot, yes. This guy right here. David, how you say this dude's name? David Dastmalchian. David Dastmalchian. I like this guy. I was like, man, he's gonna die immediately. His power is silly. He had such the most emotional range, the most emotional development in the whole movie. I felt sorry for this man. I'm like, you know what? You effed up in the head, but I don't blame you, man. I felt for this character. I was able, let me show him again. I was able to sympathize with this dude. I wasn't able to empathize because I wasn't able to go through what he went through. But I'm just saying, when they was kind of shining on this character in the film, telling you about him and all that good stuff and why he is the way he is, at first I was like, damn, this guy's messed up in the head. But later on in the film, I was saying to myself, oh, shoot. Well, my dude, my brother, if I went through what you went through, I would be the exact same way. I don't blame you. I'm proud of you for how much you've overcome. And man, did he come through in this movie. Whether he lived or died, you got to watch the film to find out, because we're not going to give no spoilers over here. But Mr. Polka-Dot Man, somebody that I had zero expectations for, I liked him. I liked him in the movie. And look, think about this. This man is named Mr. Polka-Dot Man. John Cena got a toilet on his head. And these characters were some of the best in the film. That's just how great this movie was. And James Gunn handled it with so much laser precision. I just got to stop in the middle of the review and give this dude a clapping hand. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm clapping, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this thing. Let's get to 40,000. Okay, who else are we going to talk about in this movie? Now, somebody I was a little bit disappointed about is there was not that much Mr. Boomerang in this film. You know, from the DC animated films, he is one that's always popped up in The Flash quite often, and I thought his character was kind of cool. I just wish that he was in this film a bit more, and so, you know, that's just kind of like a little let down right there. Now, as far as the action, let's talk about the action. I did really enjoy the action in this movie. I thought it was, no, actually, let's press pause on the action. I want to go back to the characters. King Shark. Got to talk about King Shark. Now, King Shark was voiced by Sylvester Stallone. If I have to be, if I am correct. If I'm incorrect, I'm sure y'all will let me know. Okay, where the hell is King Shark? Maybe I think Sylvester Stallone was in this movie. But anyway, I really did like King Shark. I'm familiar with him from the DC animated films as well. I thought Sylvester Stallone, King Shark. Okay, yeah, he voiced it. I'm tripping. Sylvester Stallone voiced it, and then this dude was just the on-screen, you know, like capture, so people can have, you know, something to look at when they're trying to act or whatever. Now, it did not look photoreal, but it didn't bother me. I didn't care. King Shark is very powerful in this film, and I liked him. I liked this character. I did. I don't want to spoil anything more, but I like the character. I like King Shark. I like King Shark. Now, is there any other characters on here that I want to give some shine to that I think deserved it? I do like Colonel Rick Flag. He was nice, played by Joel Kinnaman. He was dope. Let me see. Harley Quinn. Now let's talk about Harley Quinn real quick, played by Margot Robbie. I like Margot Robbie. I think she's a great actress, you know, easy on the eyes as well. I do not like the Harley Quinn character. It has nothing to do with Margot Robbie. I just never liked her character, not from the comics, because Harley Quinn didn't exist in the comics. I think she originated in like animated movie or TV series. However, Margot Robbie does do a fantastic job of fulfilling the role in all the films that she's been in. The Harley Quinn movie that came out, she was great, and I didn't like that movie, but she did great in that. She did great in this, and she did great in the original Suicide Squad. I just don't like the character of Harley Quinn. However, Margot Robbie does do a fantastic job fulfilling that role. So I got to give her credit there. I also got to give the film some credit too, because she is less sexualized in this film opposed to the first one. She barely had clothes on. Now, I like what I saw, but apparently she was uncomfortable with that. And if I found out that she was uncomfortable with that, and I may be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong respectfully, please, then of course the filmmakers are going to find that out too. So they did, you know, tailor the film for that. So she's not just showing a bunch of ass, you know, and that is just something that I noticed. I could be wrong, but anyway, I like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn in this. Okay, so yeah, Bloodsport was dope. Peacemaker. It was one more character. The rat lady. Is that who she is? Where she at? I like the rat lady too. I like the rat lady. They had, guys, this movie had a lot of great characters in it. I mean, you had your leads in it with, you know, Waller and Bloodsport and all that. But it had a lot of great supporting people in here too that I've never heard of. So I don't know what this lady's name is. I never heard of her before. I don't know the name of the actress. I'm going to just scroll up here one more time because I'm trying to give people credit, man. I have to give credit where credit is due. I have to shine on people that work their ass off, man, and put some stuff together, because we haven't really had the best movies in 2021 so far. And so with this one right here, is it Sebastian Rats? I don't know. Well, I don't want to bore you guys. Okay, don't click off the video. But the rat lady, there was this lady in here that can control rats. She was dope as hell too. I liked her backstory as well. It's like all the characters in this film were using their childhood trauma to elevate themselves as an adult and be, you know, who they were really meant to be. I thought that was dope as hell. That is actually something that I can empathize with, not just sympathize, but empathize with too. And I think everybody can as well. Everybody goes through crap. Everybody is going through something right now. And what are you going to do? Are you going to, ball up in the fetal position, or, you know, rise up and overcome? And these characters took the BS that they went through and they rose up and overcome, and it was glorious. It really was. I mean, you know, everybody didn't make it out this movie, of course. I mean, y'all have to know that. You know, some of them lived and some of them were like some true OGs. You know what I'm saying? Whoever lived it out, you got to see. And that's another great thing about this movie, is it was so unpredictable. And I know this movie is long-winded. I don't care because I'm just that passionate about it, but this was so unpredictable. We live in America. We got the 3-act structure in Hollywood, and we can, okay, yeah, this is the beginning of the 3rd act, 2nd act, da-da-da-da. But it was, I don't want to just say this movie would just twist and turns like, you know, this is an M. Night Shyamalan movie or anything like that. But there were a few events that popped up in the film that I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming at all. I wonder what's going to happen next. And of course, that's just always something that I can appreciate right there. Now, let's talk about the action. I did like the action in this movie. It was very entertaining. James Gunn used a lot of practical effects more than CG, you know, because he's coming from the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I feel like he was saying one time, like, it was a breath of fresh air. And that's great. Me personally, I think I will always prefer practical, and of course use CGI to enhance it. But, you know, I'm not a professional like that, and so I know it's, you know, harder. I mean, easier said than done. But the action here was great. I loved all the explosions and the set designs and stuff like that. It was very entertaining, and there were some times where the Suicide Squad were trying to infiltrate a facility. You had comedic moments mixed in with it. Now, the only thing I will say, while it was violent and bloody and bullets and stuff like that, all that was great, there were a few moments where I was saying, okay, this seems a little convenient. Okay, y'all are succeeding a little bit too easy in this mission right here. I have to be honest. So that's like a little knock on the film I got to give right there. That's one of the cons I was talking about. However, I don't care too much because it was just that fun and entertaining to me. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, damn, this is so much, like, man, this is fun. Like, I'm just having a good time. I don't know if it's just because the first Suicide Squad sucked so much ass, and this one, you know, and a little compare and contrast, but I have fun with the action. I also like the villains in this movie too. They were pretty cool. You know, of course, we got the big starfish, Starro, or whatever. I don't know nothing about him. First time I heard about him was when this film was being marketed. But I do like that. I do like the giant ass star too. I do like the giant ass star. And guys, just the plot and the story, it makes sense. You know, it's like, okay, I see why y'all had to create a Suicide Squad and go do this. And I see why this group of people is afraid of this group of people. And I understand why y'all have to have, you know, I was able to follow the story, and it made sense, you know. And so it was a fun film, guys. It really was. My only complaint, I guess, was, I can't think of no other complaints other than the action choreography was a bit, now I like Harley, but at the same time, I think they cheated a little bit with her powers. Like, I don't understand how, like, it was this one part where she was running and jumped on a car and then jumped up. I'm like, okay, you ain't no super soldier. How are you able to do that? That doesn't really make any sense, you know? Like, I have the Suicide Squad animated film, one of them, and I think Harley Quinn is in the movie, but she's in prison. And so I also still don't, Harley is just crazy to me. she's not like an elite fighter. Now, comic experts, if I'm incorrect, you can let me know, okay? Politely. I'm not an expert. I'm just saying that right now. So maybe she has some master kung fu training or something that I don't know about. But I'm just saying, it always boggled my mind, like, why are you involving Harley Quinn in an action adventure mission? And I could be completely wrong there. But anyway, guys, I can't think of nothing else. I really did enjoy this film. I will be doing a spoilery review for this, either by myself or with 2 other YouTubers that y'all know. It'll release the day that this film comes out in August. I will give my rating for this movie at the end of the video, but that is just my opinion. I love this film. You may not. All films are subjective. That's the point of this channel. You just get my opinion. If you like the video, please go ahead and give me that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Help me reach 40K subscribers. And guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. And if I had to rate the Suicide Squad out of a 1 out of 10, I'm going to give it, for now, an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to watch it again. I may raise it to a 9, but I want to be safe and give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Peace.